HTML cheat sheet, a basic guide to HTML. What is HTML? HTML, hypertext markup language, is the most basic building block of all web pages. It provides structure to the content appearing on a website, such as images, text, or videos by creating a basic skeleton. HTML is still very useful today, the reason being no matter the framework or language we use to develop the web page, the output would be rendered in HTML. Table of content. Heading tags. Container tags. Document section. Sectioning tags. Text formatting tags. List tags. Table tags. Form tags. Multimedia tags. Characters and symbols. Attributes. What is HTML cheat sheet? Web developers starting sometimes need a simple, quick reference list of basic HTML tags, codes, and attributes. That's when HTML cheat sheet comes into the picture. The whole purpose of the cheat sheet is to provide you with some quick, accurate, ready-to-use code snippets and necessary HTML tags and attributes to help you with your web page. What is HTML? HTML, hypertext markup language, is the most basic building block of all web pages. It provides structure to the content appearing on a website, such as images, text, or videos by creating a basic skeleton. HTML is still very useful today, the reason being no matter the framework or language we use to develop the web page, the output would be rendered in HTML. Main root, the HTML element represents the root, top-level element, of an HTML document, also called the document element, as it defines the whole HTML document. It has a start tag HTML and an end tag HTML. All other elements must be descendants of this element. The HTML body element represents the content of an HTML document. There can be only one body element in a document. Headings. There are 6 headings available in HTML. Heading tags. Description. Syntax. H1. This is the largest heading among all. H1, H1. H2. This is the second largest heading among all. H2, H2. H3. This is the third largest heading among all. H3, H3. H4. This is the fourth largest heading among all. H4, H4. H5. Container. The container tags are tags that have some data such as text, the image between their opening and closing tags. There are several container tags in HTML. Tags. Description. Syntax. Div. The div tag is a block element. It defines a division or a section in HTML document. Any sort of content can be put inside the div tag. Div. Span. The span tag is an inline element. It is used to mark up a part of a text or a part of a document. Span. P. The P tag represents a paragraph. HTML paragraphs can be any structural grouping of related content, such as images or form fields. P. Pre. The pre tag represents pre-formatted text, which is to be presented exactly as written in the HTML file. It preserves the text spaces, line breaks, tabs, and other formatting characters which are ignored by web browsers. Pre. Code. The code tag is used to represent source codes. It is mainly used to display the code snippet into the web browser. Code. HTML. Document information. This section involves tags which are used to describe the HTML document by giving an overview of what it includes. Tags. Description. Syntax. Head. The head element is a container for metadata, which is data about data. It is the first section in the code containing information about a web page's properties and links to external related files. Head. Link. The link tag is an empty element. It defines the relationship between the current document and an external resource. The link tag is most often used to link to external style sheets on your website. Link. Meta. The meta tag defines metadata about an HTML document. It is typically used to specify the character set, page description, keywords, author of the document, and viewport settings. Meta title. The title HTML element defines the document's title that is shown in a browser's title bar or a pages tab. Title. Style. The style tag is used to define style information, CSS, for a document. It is used to specify how HTML elements should render in a browser. Style. HTML. Sectioning content. Sectioning content elements by default define area landmark. These elements are mostly descendant of HTML body element. Tags. Description. Syntax. Header. The header HTML5 element is used to give introductory content about the document. It may contain some heading elements and also a logo, a search form, an author name, and other elements. Header. Main. The main HTML element represents the main dominant content of the body of a document. The main content area consists of content that expands upon the central topic of a document or the main functionality of an application. Main. Section. The HTML5 section element represents a standalone section. It is a structural HTML element used to group together related elements. Each section typically includes one or more heading elements and additional elements presenting related content. Section. Nav. The nav HTML element represents a section of a page whose purpose is to provide navigation links either within the current document or to other documents. Nav. Article. The HTML5 article element represents a self-contained composition in a document, page, application, or site, which is independently distributable or reusable. Article. Aside. The aside tag defines some content aside from the content it is placed in. Its content should be indirectly related to the surrounding content. The aside content is most often placed as a sidebar in a document. Aside. Footer. The footer HTML element represents a footer for its sectioning root element. It typically contains information about the author of the section, copyright data, or links to related documents. Footer. Address. The HTML address element indicates that the enclosed HTML provides contact information for a person or people, or for an organization. It must not contain information other than contact information. Address. HTML. Text formatting and inline text semantics. Text formatting is used in HTML to make the document look more comprehensive and attractive. The HTML inline text semantics is used to define the meaning, structure, or style of a word, line, or any arbitrary piece of text. Tags. Description. Syntax. B. The B tag is used to make the text enclosed within these tags bold. B. I. The I tag is used to make the style text enclosed within these tags italics. I. M. The M tag is used to put stress on some text or show some degree of emphasis. The M element can be nested as well, where each level of nesting indicates a greater degree of emphasis. M. Strong. The strong tag is used to indicate that content enclosed within these tags has strong importance or urgency. Typically, browsers render their content in bold. Strong. Sub. The sub tag is used when we need to write the text as subscript. Sub. The sub tag is used when we need to write the text as superscript. Sub. Upper. The upper element is used to represent an abbreviation or acronym. The optional title attribute can be used to add description of the abbreviation. Upper. Mark. The mark tag is used to mark or highlight important text for reference or notation purposes. Mark. Cite. The cite element is used to describe the title of a creative work, for X. A book, a paper, an essay, a poem, a song, a painting, etc. Site. Time. The time element is used to represent a specific period of time. Time. HTML. Lists can be either numerical, alphabetic, bullet, or other symbols. You can specify list type and list items in HTML for the clean document. There are 3 list types in HTML. Unordered list, used to group a set of related items in no particular order. Ordered list, used to group a set of related items in a specific order. Description list, used to display name-value pairs such as terms and definitions. Tags. Description. Syntax. OL. The HTML OL element represents an unordered list of items. It is typically rendered as a bulleted list. OL. The HTML OL element represents an ordered list of items. It is typically rendered as a numbered list. OL. Li. The HTML Li element is used to represent an item in a list. Li. DL. The HTML DL element represents a description list. The element encloses a list of groups of terms specified using the DT element and descriptions. DL. DD. The HTML DD tag is used in conjunction with DL to describe a term name in a description list. DD. DT. The HTML DT element is used in conjunction with DL to specify a term in a description or definition list. DT. HTML. Tables. A HTML table is used to arrange data in tabular form into rows and columns. Tags. Description. Syntax. Caption. The HTML table caption element specifies the title or caption of a table. Caption. Table. The HTML table element represents data in a two-dimensional table comprised of rows and columns. Table. Thread. The HTML thread element is used to group header content in an HTML table. Used in conjunction with that body and foot element. Thread. The HTML thread element is used to group header content in an HTML table. Used in conjunction with that body and foot element. Thread. Body. The HTML body element is used to group primary content of an HTML table. Body. Eth. The HTML eth element is used to define a cell as header of a group of cells of the HTML table. Eth. TD. The HTML TD element defines a cell of a table that contains the main data of the table. TD. TR. The HTML TR tag defines a row in an HTML table. A TR element contains one or more eth or TD elements. TR. Foot. The HTML foot element defines a set of rows summarizing the columns of the table as per requirement. Foot. HTML. Forms. An HTML form is a section of a document that acts as a container for different types of input elements, such as text fields, passwords, menus, checkboxes, radio buttons, submit buttons, etc. Tags. Description. Syntax. Form. The form HTML element represents a document section containing interactive controls for submitting information. Form. Input. The HTML input element is used to create interactive controls for web-based forms in order to accept data from the user. Input. Text area. The text area HTML element is used to create a multi-line plain text editing control, often used in a form, to collect user inputs like comments or reviews. Text area. Select. The HTML select element represents a control that provides a menu of options to select from. Select. Option. The option tag is used to define an option in a select list. The option elements go inside a select, opt group, or data list elements. Option. Opt group. The HTML opt group element is used to create a grouping of options within a select element. Opt group greater than less than opt group. Progress. The HTML progress element displays an indicator showing the degree of completion of a task, typically displayed in the form of a progress bar. Progress. Data list. The HTML data list element is used to give a predefined options for an input element. It adds an autocomplete feature to it. Data list. Button. The HTML button element represents a clickable button, which can be used in forms or anywhere a standard button functionality is needed in a document. Button. Label. The label tag is used to specify a label or caption for an input element of a form. Label. HTML. Multimedia is anything you can hear or see in the form of images, videos, or sounds. It comes in various formats. HTML helps you to add multimedia files to your website by providing various multimedia tags. Tags. Description. Syntax. In. The HTML in tag is used to link images to web pages. In. Audio. The HTML audio element is used to include sound content in documents. It may contain one or more audio sources. Audio. Video. The HTML video element embeds a media player which supports video files into the document. Video. Figure. The HTML figure tag is used to group or various diagrams, images, illustrations, and code snippets into the document. Figure. Fig caption. The HTML fig caption tag is used inside the figure tag to provide the caption of the content. Fig caption. Embed. The HTML embed tag helps embed multimedia in a web page and play it while opening the page. It uses the three mandatory attributes, namely src, height, and width. Embed. Object. The HTML object tag is used to include objects such as images, audios, videos, Java applets, ActiveX controls, portable document format, PDF, and Flash objects in a web page. Object. HTML. Characters and symbols. Some characters are reserved in HTML and they have special meaning when used in HTML documents. HTML provides a wide range of characters and symbols involving arrows, currency, letters, maths, punctuation, and symbols. Some of the most commonly used ones are symbol, description, entity name, number code, copyright symbol, copyright, and copy, and #169, and ampersand, and amp, and #38, greater than, and GT, and #62, less than, and LT, and #60, dollar, and dollar, and #36, quotation mark, and quote, and #34, apostrophe, and appos, and #39. HTML. Attributes. HTML attributes are special words used to define the characteristics of an HTML element. These are HTML element modifiers placed inside the element's opening tag. Attributes have two parts, the name and the value. The name is the property you want to set and the value is the desired value of the attribute. Attributes. Description. Syntax. Alt. The alt attribute is used with the image tag. It helps us to specify the alternative text in case the image cannot be displayed on the website to give the users an idea of what the image contains. Tag_name is equal to ref. We use the a tag to define a hyperlink. In this tag, the ref attribute specifies the URL of the destination address. Without ref attribute, a element will not become hyperlink. Tag_name is equal to src. The HTML src attribute is used to specify the URL of the image to be used as a submit button. It specifies the image path inside double quotes. Tag underscore name is equal to width. The tag also contains the width attribute. As the name suggests, these attributes specify the width of the image in pixels. Tag underscore name is equal to height. The tag also contains the height attribute. As the name suggests, these attributes specify the height of the image in pixels. Tag underscore name is equal to style. The style attribute helps us change the look and feel of the document by setting the style, such as font, size, color, etc. of the HTML element. Tag underscore name is equal to ID. The ID attribute is a unique identifier that is used to specify an area of a web page. It is used by CSS and JavaScript to perform a certain task for a unique element. In CSS, the ID attribute is used using the hash symbol followed by ID. Tag underscore name is equal to class. The class attribute is used to specify one or more class names for an element and assign different properties within one block, which in turn can be assigned to any element. Once assigned a specific class, the elements will have all the properties of that particular class. Tag underscore name is equal to title. The title attribute specifies extra information about an element. The text of the title attribute is most often displayed as a tooltip when the mouse hovers over the element in most browsers. Tag underscore name is equal to placeholder. The placeholder attribute specifies a short hint that describes the expected value of an input field text area. The short hint is displayed in the field before the user enters a value. Tag underscore name placeholder is equal to HTML